Alrighty, what's up, everyone? Jonathan here with Boston Collectors, and today's video we're going to be unboxing Rescue. So, this is my second package from Toy Wonderland, and honestly, the story behind this, I got very tired of waiting for Sideshow to send me my copy of Rescue, and not only that, not only was it constantly pushed back, but I also saved $100 on this particular figure. So I canceled the one with Sideshow, got my NRD back, got my money back, put it all into this, saved $100, got it sooner, and people are still waiting for their Rescue at Sideshow. So thank you, Toy Wonderland. I'm pretty much a fan of what Sideshow do, but these delays and everything just they kill me sometimes. So with that out of the way, very happy to have this. Super excited to crack this open. I have my Mark 85 standing over there watching over as I break Rescue out of her sarcophagus. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Alrighty, so check this out. Oh, that box looked nice. Look at all of the reflections in it. So we've got some reflections there off of obviously the face. We have the Avengers in-game there. So you can see we've got the Rescue. We've got the die cast there. I love, love, love this blue. So then on the side, we also have, it sort of looks galaxy-like, with the print and everything. We also have the arc reactor there. That's on her person. We also have the Avengers logo there at the bottom. And then on the back, the warnings and where it came from and all of that good stuff. Oh, it looks like they updated the Disney sticker as well. Look at that. Really nice. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then on the box here, if you can see it, it's kind of dull there, but we also have the Avengers logo there. We have the arc reactor there on the chest. I'm in love with this box. It looks so good. I hate to say it, but it doesn't look as good as the Mark 85, but it still looks really, really cool. It's got sort of like this blue pearlescent appeal to it. Really, really nice. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box here, because I'm excited to get straight to the review. And then we have Rescue engraved in the box. I can already feel the packaging underneath. Again, very, very similar to what we see with the Mark 85 and the War Machine Punisher. So let's go ahead and get into the quick review of the figure. Alrighty, so here we have the Rescue figure in all its glory. I did not take everything out. Wow, look at this. Check that out. Oh my goodness. What the hell? Like, she doesn't have that like super polished look like the Mark 85 in my opinion. It's a little bit dull, and I'm okay with that because I like it. It sort of matched the gold that you see here going on as well. This looks really freaking cool. Don't let the color grading fool you. I know the blues might be a little bit bumped up, but I'll try to convey it a little bit better in the photography. But wow, she looks so freaking cool. So let's go ahead and get into the review. We're going to go ahead and jump into the accessories, and let's get the show on the road. Alrighty, so first things first, we have the hexagonal base here. We've got this really nice texture finish, the Avengers in-game logo there, very nice and polished. And then underneath, you have the felt tips there so that it can slide around nicely without too much friction. Pretty basic stuff here. We also have the flight stand as well. Very malleable for those really cool flight poses and all of that good stuff. And then last but not least, for the base, we also have the waist clamp. We have the felt on the around it and for the butt area as well. Next up, we have the back portion of it. It's kind of rickety in my opinion. It's got this interesting sort of shape going on, but you know, it serves its purpose. This is all plastic. So one thing that I did notice is that you can pull these apart if you want to. Up to you. I don't know why you would, but if you want to, you definitely could. I'm pretty sure there's a reason that it's there. I just haven't read the instructions, so forgive me. Team, we don't read instructions. But anyway, these are also controlled as well on hinges. So if you'd like to control them a little bit better, you definitely can. If you want them to fold in a little bit more or out, that is doable too. So I just realized why those can come out, and they share the same insert as the as that plastic bit. So you can go ahead and let's go ahead and put this down super quick. So the plastic portion is for the back area. However, as you can see there, if you want to connect both sides, her hands are going to go through there. And yeah, again, you can control the hinges here if you'd like. Maybe if you want it to look a bit more controlled. There you go, which is really, really nice. I'm not going to use it, but it is definitely cool to have. Now, one thing to note with this whole piece, if you're picking up Rescue or if you're thinking about picking her up, be very, very careful with this because there are a lot of sharp, I'm talking super sharp edges on this particular piece. It's not like the other ones where it's somewhat sharp like this. Like, yeah, you want to be careful with that, but a lot of these other parts here, again, be very careful. You can prick yourself really bad. But really cool. I like the iridescent shine to it. That sort of light texture as well. Looks cool. I like it. Next up, we have our batteries, and they were nice enough to provide tweezers and a precision screwdriver. Really cool. We also have this back piece. So if you're trying to take off or remove that other piece in order to change it out, this is where that's going to go, which I'll show you all a little bit later. We also have an assortment of hands. We're going to go ahead and start with the articulated versions first. One thing that I do want to note is that you're not restricted to that thumb being placed in one particular position. So if you want it to look a bit more realistic, swivel it, turn it in, and then you can turn it down. Really love the articulated hands for the Iron Man pieces. We also have fists. Now this actually came on the figure itself. So this wasn't necessarily extra in the packaging, but again, it came on the figure itself. Last but not least, in terms of hands, we have sort of the pulse blast, and these are also going to connect inside of the energy blast that I showed you all previously. Last but certainly not least, we also have the instructions. So mine came underneath the plate between the accessories and the actual sarcophagus that Rescue was in. So it's a little bit dinged up, nothing to flatten this out. Definitely going to check these out for the battery compartments. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and start off with the portrait of the lovely Gwyneth Paltrow. So first things first, before we dive into the positives, my only negative with this figure so far, honestly, is that we don't have an unhelmeted portrait of Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, I know that it might be a licensing thing and it's unfortunate, but this is me strictly speculating. It may not be, and maybe they just felt this was the better approach. I don't know, but you know, you can't just do things without, you know, checking back with the person or the company who licensed, you know, the likeness and everything away. So I would love to know why they went this way versus just a fully unhelmeted portrait. Getting back to the review though, this portrait, if you're looking for a Gwyneth Paltrow, portrait that looks really, really good, this is the one. However, it's unfortunate that if you're looking for it and you want to use it on another body or something, that you have to deal with the encapsulated version of her portrait. So another cool thing that I would like to point out is the magnetized faceplate up there. There you go, magnetized, as you can see. It also can come down. Beautiful, right? Looks phenomenal. Honestly, if you want, you don't even have to use the the helmeted version. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna continue to use this one though, and I'll go ahead and swap this off for you all to check that out. But before we dive into it, let's go ahead and put it back so that you can get a full 360 view of that portrait. So again, here we have Gwyneth Paltrow. My favorite part of the overall helmet personally is, I don't know why, but I love the vent system going on in the back. It's so random, I know, but I love it. Not to mention, the amazing line work in the helmet as well. But more notably, again, with this being the portrait, just the stern look, the makeup, the like she's not here to play. She's here to handle business. All right. And I love that look. I like that she's looking straight on. I'm glad that they don't have her looking left, right, or up. She's looking straight on. She's not here for any games. We getting straight to it. All right. And again, I love the magnetized version of it, being able to bring that down, clip it into place. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. And here we have the fully helmeted head sculpt here. Again, it's pretty much identical to what we see with the magnetized faceplate over Gwyneth Paltrow's portrait. I personally don't really see that much of a difference. If there is a slight difference, it's only because of the weight and maybe a slight like centimeter or so, and just the overall size of the of that helmet. But again, like I'm pretty sure there's someone that might check that out and weigh it and all of that good stuff. I'm not gonna do it because to me it's not really noticeable. But again, like I said before, pretty much what we saw with the portrait, we're looking at that right here. You've got that sort of slightly dull gold and the slight dull blue going on. Same thing. All right. Let's jump into the next section. So here we have the figure overview. Now, there are a couple things that I feel are a bit restrictive, and we're going to go ahead and start from top to bottom. Now, the head sculpt can only, or the helmet and the head sculpt rather, can only swivel so much. The arms actually swivel, even though they're not in the instructions. You've got the vents on the back, which are super awesome. The other jets also come out as well. I just forgot to pull those up. Now, as we start to lower down or bring the camera down a bit, look at all of these really nice lines and curves in the ab region. I am in love with the line work in this piece. And the light reflect off of the figure so beautifully as well. If you just follow the light as the figures start to rotate, it is phenomenal. I also like the lighting portions of the figure as well, but I feel like the hassle to put the batteries in, it doesn't equal that hard work in my opinion. Now, as we start to lower down here, I feel like if anything, like while she's got her downsides, don't get me wrong, but those knees are the best knees that I've had out of a die-cast Iron Man piece. War Machine and Iron Man, the ratchets in them are great, but these things are sturdy. She's also got these really awesome, the color scheme with the gunmetal and the gold off of that pearlescent like blue is just, have mercy. They really outdid themselves with this one. And the feet on this particular figure, even though she might not be that big, those things are not moving at all. Now, as we start to make our way back up, again, I do want to continue to point out just how beautiful the blue and the gold and that gunmetal is reflecting off of that light. But enough about the color. It's about the supposedly, the articulation, even though I don't really do articulation, right? One thing that I don't really care for is the wrist guards on this piece. As you can see, it kind of come up a bit off of that, the fist that's raised up. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish it kind of maybe had a swivel from the elbow down. That's all you're gonna get here. Now, while she's a beautiful piece, and I love the look. There are a few downsides in terms of the posing. Like I said before, you can't really twist that thigh all the way around without it catching. Yes, you can raise a couple pieces, but you got to be very careful and pay attention to the back region of that thigh area. Alrighty, so what are my final thoughts? I kind of want to start giving ratings to my figures. So I figure, I will go ahead and I will give a stab at it. Me personally, out of five being the best, I'm going to give this figure a solid 3.5 out of 5. Now, again, to go back to what I said earlier, posing is limited and it's not as good as the Mark 85 and the Punisher War Machine. My guess is, perhaps having a smaller body limit, the range of motion, I really don't know, but the head swivel is also very limited. Be careful, you may end up scratching the paint on her neck by accident. I'm just going to say a friend told me that. One of the magnets also came off of the faceplate due to swapping it out, but I only did it maybe 4 times, so be very careful and mindful of that faceplate. I really do wish they made a full portrait rather than a partially helmeted portrait because it looks too good not to. Lastly, the blast effect is too much of a damn hassle to display. When it's finally on, I notice the arms lowering over time and the effect slipping out of her hand. If you're not into photography, I definitely recommend keeping this effect stored away. No. Other than that, though, I really love the figure. Don't get me wrong. The colors are beautiful, and she'll make a great addition to my collection alongside the other Marvel pieces I have. However, I'd recommend this figure if you're picking up maybe battle damaged or non-battle damaged Mark 85, but other than that, it's kind of tough to say just go pick this up. Now, apart from that, again, she looks fantastic here. Hopefully you all love the photography. Let me know what you all think about that, by the way. I figured this was a lot better than, just looking at a rotating figure. I get to show off the poses through photography, so I figured it would help out. So hopefully you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. This is Jonathan with Boston Collectors, and until next time, catch you on the flippity flips.